Hello again, and welcome back to my channel. This week we are going to be painting some little teeny tiny coasters, potentially. I haven't decided if they're going to be coasters or like little wall hanging tiles. But I did buy some little coaster backs um, to put on them once they get finally fired and glazed. But in this video, I'm just going to be painting the little teeny tiny tiles. So I've been having a bit of fun doing that recently, and just been having fun doing different little Victorian bush birds. So hopefully it will inspire a few of you to get out in nature, see some teeny tiny birds. It's one of my favorite pastimes. um, a lot of them are based on photos that I've taken out throughout the years, so that's also kind of fun. And yeah, I'll be painting, I think, 5 of them in the end. I did in this video. I've already painted a few of these, which I can show you all of them together at the end as well. So that'll be fun. And yeah, let's get into it. So, like I said, I'm going to be painting a few little coasters or little tiles. Um, yeah, I'm doing 5 paintings in this video. These all took about 20 minutes each or so to like sketch out and paint. Um, I was just using different reference photos, um, some of which I took, some of which I found on the internet. Oh yeah, and I thought it would be really cute to put them on these little tiny easels and paint them. But it's actually very difficult to paint like this, in my experience. I'm not much of an easel person, especially such small little things. So I ended up just doing a couple of the base layers on the easel, and then I went back to working on the table. So this one that I'm painting now is an eastern spinebill. They're a little teeny tiny bird, almost like a hummingbird, which I feel like most people will be familiar with. But they're super quick. They eat nectar. They have super long tongues, and they're just a little joy to see. I'm hoping to get some of these into my garden in the spring. I think they'll come. They're definitely around the area, so I've planted a few different flowering species that I've heard that they quite like. So hopefully they'll be brave enough to come into my garden, and that will be really exciting. um, as well as the eastern spinebill, I'm going to be painting a willy wagtail, which is the black and white bird, as well as a scarlet honeyeater, which is the red-faced bird, an eastern yellow robin, which is the round-looking yellow and grey bird, and then a golden whistler. So all of these birds are kind of local to where I live, and I've definitely seen all of them around in varying capacities. It's just really fun to see different species around the area. I used to live in Melbourne and grew up in Melbourne, and you do see most of these birds around, especially like in suburban reserves and things like that. But you definitely don't see scarlet honeyeaters in Melbourne. At least I've never seen one there. And I'm an avid bird person, so I feel like I would have noticed one. They're quite bright and striking. Um, so, yeah. But I think for the most part, I'll just play some music and let you kind of watch the process. I did these little geometric backgrounds for all of them. And yeah, hopefully once they get finally glazed, I'll be able to do kind of a final reveal type thing. But I don't have access to the kiln at the moment, so it may have to wait for a couple of videos time where, you know, I go through all of the things that I've been making and show the final pieces glazed. That could be a fun video. I think I might do that. But that won't be at least for another few weeks. So we'll see. I suppose I think I've mentioned it in past videos, but I'm kind of getting ready to do a market stall, which is why I'm making all of these little pottery pieces. So the first one is in the last week of October. So I have a couple months to get everything ready. And then I'm going to be doing a pretty large market in November, which is Springfest for anyone who's local. And yeah, we went to that last year and there were so many stalls and so many people. So I'm kind of afraid that'll be a bit overwhelming. But who knows? It might go well, it might not go well. I'm going to see how this first market in October goes. Hopefully, in some ways, I don't sell out of things because then I won't have anything ready for the November market. But I've got a whole bunch of mugs and little trays and a few more of these little coasters sitting ready to go into the kiln for a big bisque fire. And then I'll be able to paint them, and yeah, then they'll get final glazed pretty much. But yeah, I'll let you enjoy a bit of the painting process. So this week for work as well, I will be going up to Mildura, which is in far northwest Victoria. I've never been to Mildura before. Not really sure what to expect, but it's along the Murray, so should be kind of nice, hopefully. I don't know. I've been doing a lot of travel for work and it's kind of tiring. But I'm hoping to get out and see some birds or some new birds. Got a couple on my list that I really want to see, like purple-backed fairy wrens and apostle birds. There's also white-winged fairy wrens up there, which would be super cute to see, but I'm not sure if they will be around, obviously. Can't really guarantee these things. But yeah, I would be very chuffed if I saw any of those birds, or even just one. So yeah, I'll take my camera, and who knows, it might be a little painting project in the future for some new birds that I see. But yes, so hope you enjoy some of the footage from Mildura as well. So yeah, welcome to Mildura. This is the Murray. And I added a little clip of a cute little echidna that we saw crossing the road. Made sure that he got to the other side without getting squished. And I left in some tranquil bird noises. But yeah, we were staying right across from the river. So that was pretty nice. And there were like these little bush tracks, which was quite nice. Oh yeah, we went to this place called Moringa, which is even further west than Mildura is. So quite literally in the middle of nowhere. But they had this weird little pioneer village, I guess, where they had all this kind of old stuff set up in these little houses and little hut kind of things. But yeah, it's all kind of stuff from the olden gold rush kind of days, I believe. And yeah, it was very strange. Not sure how many people have ever been here, but they did have a little guest book thing, which was kind of cute. Oh yeah, and they had this cursed horse. Yes, I'm not sure about all these little old-timey village things that are set up in Victoria. I guess it was a bit of fun to explore on my lunch break. But I did get to go to King's Billabong and go for my little bird walk, where I did indeed see my purple-backed fairy wren. So I was very chuffed with that. Um, and I also saw my apostle bird. So I ticked a couple off the list, which was fantastic. Obviously, didn't get great photos because you never do, and they always know when you have a camera. Actually, I got a decent photo of the apostle bird, but anyway, besides the point. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the painting and seeing a bit more of regional Victoria. And thanks for watching, and I shall see you in the next one. All right, bye.